Like many people in the Apple ecosystem, I was skeptical that any sub $300 phone could ever hold a candle to something like the iPhone 15 Pro Max or beyond. After all, Apple's flagship is an industry standard, a beast with all of the bells and whistles. So when I picked up the NUU Mobile A25, I honestly wasn't expecting much. It's safe to say that I regret that decision, but not for the reasons you're probably thinking. Let me go in depth on some areas where I've been enlightened. Let's get real. The most obvious difference is the price. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is not a new phone, but it starts at $1749 Canadian before tax. The NUU A25 is around $250 Canadian and often lower on sale. That's roughly a $1,500 price difference, enough to buy an A25, a solid laptop, a smartwatch, and still have cash left over for a vacation. And here's the thing, if you're not maxing out your phone's performance with gaming, 4K cinematic editing, or machine learning apps, you're probably overpaying for a lot of unused power. The A25 gives you the features that actually matter for day-to-day life. Solid battery, big screen, smooth UI for the most part, without draining your wallet or locking you into a financing contract for 2 years. I used to carry a portable charger everywhere with my iPhone. Even with Apple's optimizations, a full day of calls, emails, social media, and occasional streaming would have me sweating by dinner time. Not with the NUU A25. The battery size is 5,000 milliamps. Real life usage? Well, easily 1.5 to 2 days on a single charge. Whether I'm on the go, streaming podcasts, checking maps, or even hotspotting my laptop, the A25 handles it like a champ. There's something incredibly freeing about not thinking twice about your battery. And while it doesn't offer wireless charging or MagSafe, I'd happily trade those gimmicks for real battery endurance any day. No, the A25 doesn't have Apple's Super Retina XDR OLED panel. It has an ample 6.7-inch HD Plus resolution screen, and it's extremely bright. It's very readable in daylight and easy on the eyes. I read news, scroll Reddit, watch YouTube, and take video calls, and I've never felt like I was missing out on display quality. The size alone makes multitasking, reading, and streaming content feel immersive, and the lower resolution obviously means less battery drain. Unless you're pixel peeping or editing raw photos, you'll hardly notice the difference, especially for everyday tasks. The A25 runs Android 13 and the experience is remarkably smooth. We have a MediaTek octa-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which is also expandable with a micro SD card. The user experience is very clean. We have minimal bloatware, a responsive UI, and coming from iOS, the freedom here is actually liberating. I can download apps outside the Play Store, customize widgets, change launchers, and actually move files. And an added bonus here, and something that I'll include a link to in my bio, is the Afro Pro SSD. You can hook it up to the NUU Mobile using USB-C, and you'll have expanded storage like this 1 terabyte disk that I have. The problem though that plagues any budget Android phone is that when it's being used even to do medium tasks, the lag will be noticeable, something you won't see on even Apple's cheapest offerings. However, even though it's not a flagship chip, the A25 handles slight daily tasks without lag, from web browsing and video calls to Google Docs and social media. No stutters, no freezes, no overheating. And like I mentioned before, the A25 supports micro SD cards up to 1 terabyte. That means I can shoot video, download podcasts, store movies, and back up important files without ever worrying about storage limits or iCloud subscriptions. And if you're thinking of upgrading your iPhone to 512 or 1 terabyte, that's an extra $300 to $500. The NUU gives you freedom, flexibility, and control over your data. No strings attached. And you're probably wondering, okay, if this is not made for a power user, why would the average Joe care about 1 terabyte of storage? Well, the thing is, it's there if you need it. You can even just expand it to 128 gigabytes more if you need a bit more space for photos. Having that choice isn't like having features that you may never use. Storage space is critical for anyone, even the average user. One of the A25's most underrated features is its dual SIM support. If you travel, freelance, or balance work and personal numbers, this is a massive convenience. You can pop in a local SIM while abroad, avoid expensive roaming fees, and switch networks with zero fuss. It supports multiple global LTE bands, so you're always connected without needing a finicky eSIM activation process like Apple's. Let's be honest, the iPhone 15 Pro Max's camera system is a beast, but here's the truth. If you're not a content creator, photographer, or TikTok power user, you probably don't need that level of performance. The A25's camera system includes a rear 50 megapixel main sensor, a front 8 megapixel selfie camera, and it has features like night mode, HDR, portrait, panorama, all of the features you really need to take decent pictures. In good lighting, the A25 captures sharp, vibrant photos that are more than Instagram worthy. Video recording is decent, and for video calls or family photos, it delivers without issue. For someone who mainly shoots photos for social sharing or memories, it's more than enough. The NUU Mobile A25 isn't trying to be a flagship killer. It's not pretending to be an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy S series competitor either. But what it is a thoughtfully designed, affordable smartphone that does the essentials incredibly well. And of course, it leaves out the bloated features most of us never use. If you're someone who wants real battery life, needs expandable storage, uses your phone for practical day-to-day tasks, and hates overpaying for hardware that you'll barely use, then the A25 isn't a downgrade. It's a smart upgrade in priorities. Would I recommend this phone to everyone? No. If you're a mobile gamer, a professional photographer, or someone deep in the Apple ecosystem, the iPhone still makes sense. But for the average user who just wants a phone that's dependable, powerful enough, and free from the shackles of price and brand, the NUU Mobile A25 punches way above its weight. And that is why I made the switch to the A25 as a secondary device. I'm definitely going to be getting a lot of use out of this device. If you have any questions about this phone and what it can or can't do, hit me up in the comments down below and I'll do my best to help you out. My name is J.I. Thank you for watching and thank you for kicking it with me.